Hi, this is Martin from Alpha Yoga School, and this video will be about adjustments. It will be always a combination of hands-on adjustments and verbal adjustments. Today we will discuss downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog is one of the most important asanas for a teacher to be able to adjust, because there's many body shapes, body sizes, and many levels of flexibility. We will today offer several adjustments so that you will be able to help a broad spectrum of clients and broad spectrum of students coming to your yoga classes. Let's bring on the student and begin with practical examples. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, is present everywhere, all the time, many times, and many students have difficulties to align themselves in the pose. The adjustments could be divided into two groups. It's the correction of the foundation, corrective adjustments, and then deepening adjustments. In terms of the corrective adjustments, it's usually focused on foundation. So Joanna, if you can come to downward facing dog and be a beginner. So I'd like you to cup your palms, so fingers together and cup your palms, and then place your feet together. This is the main tendency of students. They don't know what to do with their hands and feet, even though you tell them spread your fingers or feet hip width apart. They still don't connect your verbal cues with their nervous system. So how to fix their hands? Combine physical adjustments with verbal instruction. Place your hands on the. Can you cup it more? And so there is a space. You will see that there is a little cave under their hands. You want them to spread the fingers. So you place the palms firmly on their palms and say spread the fingers and press into their palms. That would be one correction. Palms are spread. Combination of physical and verbal adjustment. How to fix their foundation of the feet quickly. So the feet are now together. The best way is to tap on their ankles, outside of the ankles, and say, place your feet here. Perfect. That would be one option. A second option would be, without having to lean in and speak to them, you simply come, put your foot between their ankles and say, open your feet and show them the distance, like this. I'll repeat. Joanna, please put your feet back together. Say they are slightly away, so, but they are not, but still too close to each other. You simply come, put your foot between the ankles and say, open your feet, please, Joanna. Thank you very much. Hip width apart. Fantastic. One more corrective adjustment, which is not anymore related to foundation. Foundation is done. Is that many people simply push their hands, push the floor strongly away, and then they bring their shoulders close to their ears, like this. Okay? How to fix this? Very quickly. Without any force applied and very effectively, is you take your palms like into karate shape, put them between the shoulders and their ears, and do this movement, and verbally say, open your shoulders. I'll repeat. Joanna will bring the shoulders back to their ears like this. Karate hands, place them between the shoulders and the neck or ears, and do this movement, the circular movement. That's how you fix the foundation and tendency to shrug your shoulders and create tension in the shoulder girdle. The Joanna can rest. Fantastic. The deepening adjustments, of the pose are focused on the length of the spine. The key alignment of downward facing dog is length in the spine. Joanna can show us what would the asana probably look if there is a say, lack of flexibility in the hips. There would be a posterior tilt. There would be a over focus on putting the heels on the ground, while without the flexibility in the hips would create round spine. So how do you adjust so that the person will teach? How do you teach the person's nervous system to focus on the spine? Joanna, you can relax for a second. The main misunderstanding of this pose is that the aim of the pose is on the heels to get on the floor. It's not so. The main focus on downward facing dog is an inverted V shape. It is nothing to do with the heels. This is why the best modification of downward facing dog verbal cue is to say to people, when you see that they are having straight legs, pressing into the heels and creating posterior tilt and roundness of spine, is bend your knees and push the floor away, extend the spine. That's verbal. Now, how do you teach your student who is not connecting your verbal cues with their nervous system and nothing is moving? I would divide these adjustments to adjustments from the front and adjustments from the back. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter when you choose these adjustments. It's more like if you are closer to the students from the front, or there is a space in front of the students and there is a lack of space behind them because there is already another student, you choose based on space and based on time, because the students have only a limited number of breaths which they are staying in the pose. So, for me as a big guy, proportionately larger than Joanna, the main direction is direction of the spine. The aim of this pose is sit bones aiming, rising towards the ceiling. That's the real aim. Nothing to do with the heels. So while my energy must be going in the direction of the sit bones, in the directions of the spine, and the sit bones are a prolongation of the spine shooting towards the ceiling 45 degrees up. Warrior stance, I will announce my presence by stepping between the palms, placing my palm on her hand so that she understands that I'm coming to adjust her, placing my hand below her hip bones and extending the arm, never using small muscles in adjustment, so bending and using my biceps. No, I will use my whole body weight with my arm fully extended, and my body will move and my legs are doing the adjustments. Very important element to the adjustment. Do not use small muscles, always use big muscles of your arm and full body weight. This would be, Joanna will rest for a second. This would be an adjustment because proportionately I am quite bigger than Joanna. But if you had student who is of a similar size, can you come to downward facing dog, around your spine, you can come again, warrior pose, warrior stance, and by stepping between her hands, place your hands on her hip bones, so not the glutes, not the chest, not the ribs, it's the pelvis, and simply again lean down, extend your arms and move her up in this direction. What I see oftentimes in the studios is that teachers come, lean and press you down. That is nothing to do with the length of the spine. It is everything to do with the heels to the floor, and this is a misunderstanding of the alignment. Joanna, you can rest. So these are two adjustments for downward facing dog from the side of the head. It's always warrior stance. Either you place the hand on her hand and move your body like this, with her hips, or you warrior stance. Place your hands on the hips, lean back and down, and move your body in direction up and back. And this is, yes, Joanna is saying, this is what we call the animation of the adjustments. We can use it when you do not have a student, you imagine. Yes, come to downward facing. There are a few adjustments from the back. First of all, the basic adjustment from the back is, say you're coming, the feet are close to each other. You want to create space for you to even step in the office, as we say. So come, say, please spread your feet, your hip width apart, and there is your space. You just created it by opening your foot like this. Step in the office. Your thigh is away from the pelvis. Lean in. Don't grab her soft belly. Don't grab her glutes. Grab her hip bones with only extended middle and ring finger. This is what I use. Lean in, extend your arms, use your body weight as you lean back. Moving her hips in this direction. Again, I'm not moving her back and down. I do anywhere else, but simply moving her in the direction of her spine, imagining the sit bones shooting through towards the ceiling under an angle of 45. So round your spine, come here, hold the pelvis bones, and lean back. Stay 1, 2, 3, 4. On 4th breath, you start releasing, so then on the 5th breath, the person can start going through their vinyasa. There is an adjustment which is used for, I call it the stubborn guy. These guys are usually very stiff in their pelvis, so anterior tilt is impossible. Their spine is posterior tilt, but they are very stubborn about keeping their legs straight. So if I come and say, bend your knees, nothing's gonna happen. So I'll step in, put my leg here, and I'll make them bend their knees. I put my shin of my left leg, because I'm right-handed, so it's my right leg which is balancing best, put it on their knees, and then squat and lean back. I will repeat. Her legs are straight, the heels would be probably on the floor. I come, maybe the stance is short, maybe shorten the stance, Jonah, yeah? And a big posterior tilt, yeah? Bend your knees, nothing's gonna happen. Step in the office, grab the hips, put the foot there, place on the knees, squat first, and then lean back. And now they cannot extend their knees anymore. They will understand now what the pose should look like. Rest, Joanna. Two more adjustments from the back, because this is most easy. If you adjust 30 people, you don't have too much time, and you also need to save your own body from adjustment. So the adjustments from the back are my favorite, and I can actually serve as many students as possible. It is this. This is assuming that the foundation's fine, the student is experienced students, their hands are spread, their feet are away in the hip width apart. So what I want to do is I come, and this is called a sumo stance. I come, my feet are somewhere on the outside of her legs. I clench my fists, bring my forearms, and hook her hip bones. So it's not the glutes, because I would slip from there. It is not the ribs or anything where we could hurt. Remember, the floating ribs are not connected and they hurt if you are there squeezed. It's the hips. Connect your palms. And again, squat, I'm moving up. I'm using my legs as I rise up so that the energy is there. Up and back. Hook, lean back. Look even up, if you need to feel the energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breaths. On 4th breath, you gently release her and step away so that she can go through the vinyasa. And one more adjustment, and we're done for the inner thighs. There is sometimes tendency that students have their thighs like this, their feet are slightly away, heels towards each other. First of all, the verbal cue for this would be, student, look at your heels. If you see them, turn them away from each other and hide them behind your ankles so that you do not no more see your heels. There. That will cause internal rotation of the thighs, which bring in better, even stretch across the hamstrings. Nevertheless, if the verbal cues are not helping, you simply come from the back. Again, it would be a sumo stance. Lean back, cross your palms, put them above the knees, and simply extend your arms and lean back. This will nicely internally rotate their femurs. Joanna, you can rest. This is downward facing dog, many adjustments. The most important pose in yoga classes. That's why we wanted to show you as many possibilities as possible. Thank you very much.